Welcome to the Life and Leadership Podcast, where we discuss business, leadership, and friendship. I'm Zach Gable.
And I'm Jared Toach. Thank you for joining us today.
Welcome to our podcast, everyone. We are glad you are joining us today. And this is the Life and Leadership Podcast, in case you found us without knowing what you were looking for. Life and Leadership Podcast.
You stumbled upon us.
Yeah, with Jared Toach and myself, Zach Gable. And we're glad you've joined us. And Jared, how is everything going?
You know what? It's good.
Good.
It's good. We had a little rough bump at the end of the year and coming into the new year, but we're good.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Life is good.
It always, it finds
it all works out.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
it does work out, and it's. I think perspective is. I feel like
there
it's
was
like 99% of it.
Someone did a great podcast on perspectives.
Oh yeah.
Ever check that out? That was one of our first ones, wasn't it?
Was it perspective?
I think it was within the first 3 or 4.
Probably.
We'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Perspective is important.
It is. So the podcast about perspectives will be linked down below in the show notes.
I don't know, unless it was really terrible.
Oh, I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah.
If it was put out by that group, that's just a tremendous, yeah. Well, thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And we have some very exciting stuff coming up. It's January 3rd, and we're recording. This will be released on
2026.
2026. It's crazy. This will be released on the 15th, is generally how it works, if everything goes right with technology. And then the 29th of this month, we have a very, very exciting conference, little mini conference that we're doing. And we had to change venues because
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so
We're
remarkable.
very excited about that here locally for leaders in our area. And so if you are in our area and you have not heard about this yet, or you haven't signed up yet, please reach out to us. And we would love to have you there. It's a free conference, January 29th from 8 a.m. to noon. And so you can reach out to us at info@landlpodcast.com.
I'm glad you remembered the new
The new email.
the new email, because I don't remember it.
Our website isn't really, we haven't done anything to it yet, but we had to, we had to get the.
He says we, but really it's him.
We'll work on it when we can.
I'm the brains. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
just kidding.
The brains and the looks.
Oh yeah. Now that's a joke.
Well,
it's not April Fool's.
We have a new helper today.
Yes, we do.
Sitting right over there. And you can't see him, but we will put a picture of him up over here so that if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can see him. Elijah, thank you so much for helping us today. And I know you're getting paid a whole bunch.
He's getting paid the big bucks.
Big bucks.
Is this taken away from my salary?
It probably is. But he's controlling the camera for us. And then next time we'll have him doing the sound effects and everything as well, just training him a little bit at a time. So
it's awesome.
Big help.
It's
I don't have to worry about looking at the computer and everything while we're
very cool.
So if the camera goes back and forth really crazy, it's not my fault.
He's just saying that.
I just got the look.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah. Elijah, when this is released, it'll be 2 days after your birthday.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
It's going to be 15.
We probably need to get him a microphone too, so he can
have some
15.
input. I'm kidding.
15.
He didn't even catch it when I said 15.
Yeah. So anyway, well, let's get to it here. It's January 3rd, and
what are your goals?
What are your goals? It is funny that we see a lot of on social media and hear people talk about it and stuff about the New Year's resolutions. Yes, packed out gyms, New Year's resolutions. In fact, on Instagram, I posted a picture on New Year's Day. The boys joined me upstairs in the little gym area, and I put a picture of Elijah and Isaiah working out with me and hashtag New Year's resolutions.
Is that one of your goals for this year?
It is. It is. It's actually been a goal one of those goals that, you have to get it started.
Yeah.
And I was actually able to get it started, and it's January 3rd and I haven't missed a day this year. So
That's
I'm doing well.
awesome. 1, 2, 3.
I'm doing well. So
That's awesome.
yeah, get some, put some muscle back on and get some of this table muscle off down here. That's why we sit on this table here, so you can't see
saw a
it.
thing recently that if you had so much excess body weight down there around the middle, that it actually protects your organs if you get shot. So
there we go. That's good. I'm not planning on getting shot, but I guess
Okay.
I guess I have some
You
extra
might edit that
protection.
out. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. Well, we're not talking about New Year's resolutions today, but with it being the first of the year, and it is a time where people do kind of set different goals and things, and like I said, sometimes resolutions can be joked about, and they can be kind of So we're not talking about New Year's resolutions today, but we are going to talk about goals, goal setting, how goals can help you,
Mm-hmm.
in the importance of having those goals. So.
Yep.
Jared, I'll give you the floor. You can start us out since you are the brains and the looks.
Oh, really? No, so I think I was thinking about this earlier because I knew we were going to be talking about goals and goal setting, and I think it's very interesting. How many goals do you set a year? Like at the beginning of the year, how many would you say you set?
At the usually, because I try not to get tied up in January 1st stuff, I usually don't.
You don't set, yeah.
I don't. I try to set goals throughout the year.
I'm gonna look. I looked this up earlier. Let me see if I can find it. It's very interesting because people set an enormous, and I don't remember what the statistics were around how many goals were set, but people set enormous amounts of goals, and the actual amount achieved 12 months in. And I think maybe this was related to health. So this was strictly asking about health,
Yeah.
right? 12 months in, about 1% were still
So like by January 1 of next year,
yeah, about 1% were
1%.
still like
Wow.
in that space.
And
that's
this
why was just a small random
Yeah.
poll. Like this wasn't a huge statistics, but I think some of the statistics I read that on average it's maybe 8% or 13%. I don't remember exactly.
Well, and I think that's why New Year's resolutions become such a joke, because
yeah.
it's not something that you're setting that's generally attainable.
Yeah.
And it's usually driven by emotion or by,
which gets to the point that I would love to launch with, and just something to think about when you're setting your goals. So this is kind of a challenge that I have for myself this year, but I also would challenge people who are listening to this to think about your goals. So when you set your goals, who do those goals impact? Who are those goals intended for typically? If we think about our New Year's resolutions, that's a question for you. But it's a rhetorical question for our audience. But for you, like I'm setting you up.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm setting you up because I know that.
So who does it affect when I said, it's all
you.
about me. Yeah.
You, yeah. So it's very interesting because when you study psychology, when we focus inward so much, and you're setting so many goals on yourself, it actually is not a great thing for your psyche.
I can see that.
It's not a good thing, because goals are great in general. Like we should have goals, we should have things, but I would challenge people starting off a new year to set goals for yourself. I think it's important to set goals for yourself. Yeah, definitely set goals for your company, your organization, your school, your classroom, like whatever you've got, right? You set some goals. But also to think beyond that, and what are my goals? Who are they impacting? And set some goals about outward facing.
Yeah.
Set some outward facing goals. So like I wrote a couple things down earlier that I thought and I've thought about these, and I thought about these before the end of the year, and I thought about these moving into the year. When I set goals, I want to, and I get saying that I want to impact the people around me for the positive is a big, lofty goal, right? But it can be broken down into achievable
Yeah.
parts and
Yes.
pieces,
Yeah.
because I can set a goal of I want my interactions to be more kind and thoughtful, you
Mm-hmm.
know, stopping to think before I speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Setting some of those things in place that are very practical and not beating myself up, but
Yeah.
also celebrating. But I wonder, and I just wonder for those out there listening, if when you are setting goals for this coming year, if you might think about looking outward,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we talk and you read tons of articles about goal setting, and it's all internal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about making me a better person, which when I do make myself a better person, that does impact others
Sure.
around me. Because if
Sure.
I'm in a better mental health state, if I'm in a better physical state, if my well-being is in a better place, then obviously my interactions are going to be better. So in
Mm-hmm.
some ways, but it's a passive impact.
Yeah.
It's not an intentional impact on those around
Yeah.
me. So it's the act of service.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like I don't know, like that was a thing that was like really stuck in my head. Like I want to challenge myself to
Mm-hmm.
make, and I didn't mean to start off our podcast on the kind of a serious
No,
note,
it's
but
yeah,
but
it's
I want to
good.
challenge myself to make some outward facing goals.
Mm-hmm.
How can I serve those around me? How
Yeah.
can I serve my community better? How can I serve my employees better? How can I serve those who I work with better?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, if we go back to the typical New Year's resolutions, it is all about me.
Yeah. Well, and I think that plays a major role in the reason why the goals do not last.
Hmm.
Because when you look at it, if you are doing everything just for yourself, you're going to lose that drive and that emotion pretty quickly.
Hmm.
But whenever you are doing something for someone else,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why, and you can see the results that it's helping someone else,
Yeah.
that's going to give some longevity to these resolutions
Yeah. Well,
and
you just
goals.
you hit a key piece about goals is seeing results, right? And I think oftentimes people give up on goals. I find
Hmm.
I give up on goals if I don't see immediate results or immediate things, right?
Yeah.
There is this bit of extrinsic,
Hmm.
if I don't see those pounds shedding, if I don't see that little muscle bulging, like something. I know I'm being
I
goofy,
no, I
but
no, I hate to admit that after I worked out this morning for about 45 minutes, I got in there to take a shower. I was like, well, I don't see anything yet.
no, but
No changes.
no changes. But see, that's oftentimes like you want to see, and it does,
Hmm.
and research does show that um, having some of those small wins, we call them small wins along the way,
Hmm.
um, definitely is uh, it's a it's a good thing because um, it motivates you. It
Hmm.
keeps you going. It's kind of that extrinsic motivation that then helps the intrinsic motivation to keep going. But another thing that I think can help with that ongoing motivation is reflection on your goal, like
Hmm.
intentionally taking time to say, this is my goal. What am I doing? How am I doing it? So you celebrate it. Okay, so maybe you're not seeing bulging muscles. You're not seeing some of the excess fat change over to muscle, I don't know, in 3 days, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can celebrate that you have kept at it 3 days,
Yeah.
And so if you miss a day or whatever, I felt really good the other day when my doctor asked me about much I worked out. And I said, well, I don't think ever. She's like, you don't do anything? I said, well, every morning I do some squats, I do lunges, or just lift some small weights or something like that. I said, nothing major. And I
Yeah.
said, it's not. She's like, that's working out. Like you're doing something. And she said, you do it every day? And I said, almost every day religiously.
Yeah.
Like I do it in the morning. And she's like, that's good. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that made me feel really good about myself. So then that motivated me, right, to
Sure.
just keep. So this morning, when I'm like, went and just hurry, was in a rush to get things done. I'm like, oh no, take some time because this
Hmm.
is helping my health. I don't know, but
It's true. It's true.
yeah. So I definitely think when you do set those goals, like reflecting, but even if you are doing the extrinsic, or
Hmm.
I'm sorry, not the extrinsic, but when you are looking outward and facing outward, like seeing the impact, and not to pat yourself on the back and say like, oh yeah, I've done such a great job being kind to people or helping
Hmm.
people, But I think emotionally, mentally, like you feel better when you reach out.
Yeah.
It's less drama.
Yeah.
It's less about me. It's more about other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that outward focus. I don't know. I go back to this thing that I think to be service minded and to be serving minded far exceeds anything in the world.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
joy from
So true.
serving
Yeah.
exceeds any other
Mm-hmm.
piece.
When it goes back to, as you said that, I just thought of, we just came out of the Christmas season, and I think about the scripture about, it's better to give than to receive. And there's a reason for that,
Mm-hmm.
because the giving, you end up receiving more emotionally, mentally, and everything
Mm-hmm.
by giving than you do by receiving things, so.
Yeah. So what would that look like? What do you think that would look like to set a goal? Um, so you're a business owner, right? You're a small business owner. What would that look like to set a goal that's external, that's outward facing? It's not about Zach. It's
Mm-hmm.
not about Zach getting X amount of projects accomplished, um, but it's about serving the people who.
Yeah.
What would a goal? What might it look like? I'm putting you on the
Well,
spot
no, you're
because
fine.
we haven't talked about this.
Amanda and I have, we actually just completed our first year of ownership of the business.
Congratulations.
Thanks. We survived.
But did you? No.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So we've obviously been in the leadership and been running it
I'm
for
talking
several
to
years.
a hologram or whatever that's called.
We've been in the leadership and been running it for quite a while, but it's our first year of ownership, and so we've discussed quite a bit this past year, trying to find ways to be more of a blessing to our team,
Mm-hmm.
and it's difficult because everything costs money. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is, and we've been able to
Does
find the
I'm
things that we've been discussing.
Okay. Gotcha.
It costs most of them cost money. There's
Gotcha.
things that we've been able to do non-monetary.
Yeah.
That, but we have been setting some goals and things to try to be a better blessing,
Mm-hmm.
and just always looking outward and trying to figure out what can we do better.
Yeah.
What can we do to make this a better place to work? What can we do to make this more family friendly? And we are already family friendly, and we are a very good place. We have a very good place to work, but you don't want to just stop there just because you have something attainable.
Well, because then you've stopped growing, you start regressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been looking at some things, and some of our team listens to this podcast, so I'm not going to mention specifics.
I'm not going to give it all away.
Not going to give it all away. But yeah, there's several things that
we have a few listeners.
Several things that we've been looking into, and goals that we've been setting that we want to accomplish to to help out.
Yeah. And I think so you've actually brought up another thing that I was thinking about in terms of goal setting, and when you're setting goals, and something that's I think important about goal setting, and is that you if you're married, that you do it with your partner. You set goals with your partner, with your spouse, with your significant other, whatever. Whoever, if you're engaged, you still do it. Like, I don't know. I said you're married, but whatever. Yeah. But that you do set it with your partner, with your spouse. And then that you follow up on those. I think to have somebody else alongside you to motivate. I'm not married, so it is what it is. But when you set goals with other people, and then you meet about those goals regularly, and they excite you, right? They excite both of you, not just one of you, but both of you. Both of you have established these goals. You're excited about these goals. You've taken these on. That helps when those like those moments come, but you have somebody else, or you don't see the win that just happened, the last week or whatever, but your partner does. Yeah. Like you don't see that.
And that's so true. We had a date night last night. Thank you, Jared, for watching the kids.
Oh, no problem. We had fun.
And we did. We talked about goals, and we talked about. In fact, Amanda, it's funny. Before she knew that we were going to be talking about goals in this podcast, she had started reading a book about goal setting,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's been on her mind as well. And again, as it is the beginning of the year, it's on a lot of people's minds. But and so she had been talking to me about this book and about how, and I'll have to put the book in the notes because I can't remember what it is, and she's not here to ask. But to give the book the credit, but
Give credit where credit.
yeah, she was talking about in the book it talked about having this chain and never breaking the chain. And so setting a goal that's attainable, and we'll talk about that, the SMART acronym and everything. But setting a goal that's attainable, and setting it to where it's having this chain that's never broken. And I can't remember exactly how the book states it, how she said the book states it, but essentially, even if it's only, so we'll say if your goal is to work out every day, you set your minimum at like 10 minutes.
Yep.
You make sure and you do that 10 minutes every day. And there's days that you may do an hour. You may work out for an hour, you may work out for 45 minutes. But as long as that you can make that, anybody can do that, can make that 10 minutes work, unless there's some emergency situation. Anybody can make that 10 minutes work every day. And that's the chain that you keep intact. And that creates the, what's the word I'm looking for? The habit.
Yeah.
It creates a habit.
Right. It's creating habits. And most of these, I would say, many goals are not met or not achieved because the habit is not formed. And off the top of my head, I can't think how many days it takes to break a habit, how many days it takes, like 90 or something like that, days
to build a habit,
or something like that. But it's a long time.
Yeah.
But you've got to have that solid foundation. So even if you get into the habit of, like, it's just 10 minutes doing the exercises, but you've built the habit of, I do this every day, and it's part of my routine.
Yeah.
This is, and it becomes part of who you are. Yeah. Go ahead and talk about, because I know you were asking me a little bit about the SMART goals. I think this is a great time. So some of our listeners may be, if you're in the education field or if you're in another field, you might be familiar with the acronym SMART for setting SMART goals. But if you're not, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was not. I was not privy to this information.
You had not been given.
I had not been given
the opportunity to experience SMART
this
goals.
gift. But I did come across it when I was doing some research about goal setting and things. Actually, I found this one on LinkedIn, and so. But Jared, you said it's a very common
for many people.
Many people use this, but the SMART acronym, setting goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. And so having those boundaries around your goals, around setting your goals, and having something that, and we kind of briefly discussed this before the podcast, but I think there's a difference between vision and goals. And I think vision is
I would agree.
A vision is kind of a larger scale. This is where we want to be. And a goal is something that this is what
you attach your goals
today.
To the vision.
Yes,
your goals should be attached to the vision.
But a goal, I think, is something that's more attainable and achievable. Within this time period, whatever time period. Yes,
it should be. And that's this is why I think, and I want you to keep talking about. I think this is a great thing to talk about the SMART goals, is because that's another reason why goals are not often met, is because they are not. They're not specific, number one.
Yes,
which
exactly.
we're getting to, but they're not attainable. If I wanted to say I wanted to have a beach body by March, okay,
you could do it.
That is not attainable for me. Like, I don't see that in my brain, in my vision. Nor do I want to have a beach body by March either.
We could have a beach body, but a face for radio. Is that what they say? Can't do anything about the ugly. We can work on the fat, but we can't fix the ugly. Not you. I was talking about me. I was talking about me.
being the pretty face of the program. So.
But yeah, specific. So that's the first one in the SMART goals, being specific.
Mm-hmm.
Having if you will, having an end to your goal, because it's not necessarily a vision or a long term.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there should be long term goals, short term goals, but I think more, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think more what we're talking about here is kind of shorter term goals, things that.
Yeah, it's very specific. So like, I want to lose. Okay, I'm just gonna use this. It's specific. I want to lose 5 pounds by February 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, done. Very specific. It's not like.
And then set a goal February.
It's not
February
like
1st for.
If it wouldn't be specific if I said, well, I would like to lose around 5 pounds, maybe 2 inches, pant size,
Mm-hmm.
the length. I don't know, like whatever.
Yeah. Give something that.
Like
that
it's very
be,
specific. It's very
and
specific.
that leads to the M. It's measurable.
Yeah.
Something that
I can weigh myself.
Yes, exactly.
That's how I
exactly.
know if I'm meeting it.
Yeah.
Like when I weigh in, I'm going to weigh myself once a week, or
So let's go to business style here. Just trying to think of something that can kind of touch everyone's professional life.
Yeah.
Setting a goal professionally of working on a specific task. Help me out here, Jared. What's something that we can use here? So maybe.
So I'll just give one that I'm using like in my work setting. So part of my work is like onboarding new staff for, and there's this very specific part of the onboarding that I know it's very specific, and it it has to be done by a certain time period, but it is very specific. There are very specific measures in which I can prove or show or display that it has been like, here's the specific goal of meeting that benchmark of onboarding all new staff for this specific task. Here's my 5 staff. 4 of the 5 have met that goal. It is achievable. It's very doable. The timetable, it's not crazy. Like we could go through like, so you set a goal like that, like you're onboarding a new software, a new program. This is where, so we're going down a rabbit trail here. This is where I would say entities, organization, and businesses can easily go derail when rolling out something new. Is it achievable? Or is your achievement timeline a stretch?
Yeah.
So if you have a brand new software that you're wanting to roll out, and you have a whole line of people that work in your company, and we'll just take, maybe it's your routing. Okay? You guys have routing sheets, your trash company, so you have routing software, yada, yada, yada. Say you're training.
Yeah, not routing sheets. Those are dinosaur.
You have routing software, right?
Yeah.
So say you have 3 people, and they're all at different levels in terms of computer literacy, right? Would it be achievable if you said everybody's going to learn it in 3 weeks? Like, is that achievable? Like, is that feasible, given that everybody's still doing what they're doing currently in their role? Everybody's, so you have to look at it.
Yeah.
And you have to say, oh, yes, it is achievable because we have a whole entire week that we are dedicating to training only.
Exactly.
Oh, well, then great. 3 weeks is achievable for that SMART goal. Like, so if you're looking at it, if you're from a business perspective, sorry, I didn't mean to take over again.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But if you're looking at it from a business perspective, like thinking about, is my goal SMART?
Yeah.
Period. Like, is it SMART? Or is it something that I really need to think that's like a stretched out goal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. You just asked me to apply it to the business world. So I just took over.
So thinking about personally setting professional goals, would just say as a leader, one thing that I think we've talked about several times on this podcast, and I talk about with our leadership team does this as well. We need to one goal that would be set, could be easily set, and would be a SMART goal, would be to spend X amount of time one-on-one with an individual under your under your leadership each day, or twice a day, or whatever. Make it again, make it specific.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just say,
Yep.
I'm going to spend 20 minutes with 2 people one-on-one every day.
Yeah.
This month, this week, whatever. Yeah. And something like that is actually a goal that should be set, something of that nature, to have that time to spend one-on-one, and realize how much that means to your team. But something like that.
That's a type of service goal as well. I mean, it should be that should be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I don't know that it is a no-brainer for every organization, but it should be.
Yeah, and the reason it's not is because, as we've talked about before, and I actually have this written down. The worst goal. Actually, I saw this online somewhere.
I believe it.
I can't remember. I saw this phrase online. I thought that's so true. But it said the worst goal in goal setting is to not set a goal. The worst goal is no goal.
Yeah.
And the reason I got to going down the rabbit trail in my brain on that. The reason why is because if you don't have goals, if you don't have things that you are making up in your mind that you're going to do, or written down, that this I'm going to achieve this day, this week, this month. Mm-hmm. If you don't have that, then your day is going to tell you what you're going to do. You'll have fires to put out. You'll have things that pop up that, we'll put in quotation, emergencies pop up. You'll have, anything and everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and you will not accomplish what you wanted to do because you have not set that goal. You have not made that a priority. And so your day will tell you what's going to go on with your day. Your week will tell you how your week's going to go, your month, your year, so on and so forth, if you don't have goals. And so that's where, if you don't have goals, you're not going to be in control of your time. Your time is going to control you. Mm-hmm. And I forget why I started to say that. What was I talking about?
I don't know, but it was good.
I didn't have a goal, I guess.
You didn't have a goal of what your end goal was.
I forget how we got there. But anyway, yeah.
No, but it is so true, because otherwise chaos rules you.
Yes.
If you are not, and this goes back to things we've talked about before, then we're intentional about everything we do in our life, and we should be intentional. Mm-hmm. And I think if setting that as a goal would be amazing for myself, to be intentional about every interaction. And we've talked about this before, but every interaction, every response, everything, like, to be more intentional with people, with their time, with their with what they are saying, to make those interactions count. There was a quote, and I think it was Tony Robbins who said it, and forgive me if I say it wrong, but I was trying to look it up to make. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible.
That's good.
Yes.
That's very good.
It's the first step. It doesn't make it.
That's very good.
But you're taking something that is a concept, an idea, a thought process, a belief, and if you switch that over to the heart of service and the heart of being a servant, and you set that as a goal, I don't know why I'm stuck on that part, but maybe that's because that's a goal for me. I think it's a goal every year. It needs to be a goal for me every year, is to have a heart of a servant. But I think you do take that. It becomes taking the invisible and begins making it visible. What does that look like? And if you go back to the SMART goals, making something specific, measurable, achievable, relevant,
and timely.
Like, you could see all those things.
Yeah.
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 Sorry. I got thrown off there.
No, that's good. We chase a lot of rabbit trails around
We
here.
do. We do.
But they're good.
People lived in my brain.
The only time they're not good is when we do like I did earlier and you forget where the rabbit trail started. Yeah, you got caught on that. So the two that we haven't talked about, the R and T relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a no brainer. If you're setting a goal that has nothing to do with your personal, professional relationship, whatever, with your life. Specifically, if you're setting a goal that has nothing to do with your professional life, it's not a business goal.
From a psychology standpoint of view, your goal should be attached to the core of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Somehow it should be attached to who you are as a person, a strong belief, a strong value, a strong whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your core, at your core, so we're going back to the I don't know if it's a terrible analogy or whatever, but we're going back to the everybody's in the gym all the time,
Mm-hmm.
Trying to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
What is your rationale for the workout? If you have a strong belief in fitness and health and well-being and all of that, you're more likely to achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to the psychological piece. It goes back to the core of who I am as a person. I believe in good health. I believe in strong health. I believe in a good physical body. Like you're going to achieve it. And the same thing is true, like keeping it attached as a company, keeping it attached to your core values, keeping it attached, like, is it relevant?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or is this goal like out here in left field somewhere? Like, going back
if your goal is, or if you're a basketball player, professional basketball player, and you set a goal that you want to be able to drive the golf ball the longest, 350, 400 yards or whatever, that's not relevant to
unless at your core you're wanting to be an amazing golfer when you retire from basketball. Like if that's your, I don't remember who the
Michael Jordan,
played golf and played baseball, and
I think a lot of these professional athletes, they probably can play just about any sport they want to.
I can play now.
Like me.
Oh yes. Well, actually, you are very good at a lot of sports, and
that's one thing I've never been able to do is golf.
Okay,
actually,
golf.
I've never tried it. So
I tried it one time and I disappointed my grandfather dearly. And I don't believe I've tried it ever since. I'm pretty sure he went back and said, "I'm never taking my grandson," or "This is not my grandson." No, he really didn't. He wouldn't have said that. But
that's funny.
But yeah, I was terrible.
Yeah. I don't like golf because it's always played in the heat, and I don't like the heat. So
I don't know. Like I don't mind the heat, but I don't know. Like I just never saw the point of golf. But
you can't say, we just lost a bunch of viewers.
All our golfers.
The last one being timely.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I can't remember if we discussed this before the podcast or.
Well, I think we've touched on it. Yeah.
So, smart. And I guess the good thing or the reason to have SMART goals, to have goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely. The reason why because I could see people saying, I don't want to box my goals in. I want to have goals that are, and there's time for that. There's reason for that. And that's more, like I said earlier, I think that's more like a vision.
Yeah.
But the reason for having these SMART goals is that whenever you set a goal that's smart, it gives you motivation.
Yeah.
And if you have motivation, you're more likely to hit these goals. So if you set a SMART goal, and so I'll just say this is not actually my goal. So, but I'll just say that my SMART goal is to lose 30 pounds by July 1st.
I believe in you.
Well, I haven't done that yet. I haven't set that goal yet, so don't hold me to that. But that's specific. It's measurable. It's achievable. I have 30 pounds to lose for sure. It is relevant. I'm overweight and it's timely. 6 months, I think, would be, if I really hit it hard, I think I could do that in 6 months. And so that if I set that goal, that gives me motivation to get up and to work out every day, and to not just do my 10 minutes or whatever, but to stay a little bit longer or do it in the evening as well or whatever. And so creating goals, setting goals that are smart allows you to be motivated to achieve those goals.
Yeah. And I think you used the word like putting it in a box, but actually I think I was writing notes down earlier, and I was there are different types and styles of goal setting, and actually one of them is time boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And so like basically you're putting time frames and check-ins and all that kind of stuff. Like it's putting goals within time boxing, but also there's another one called progress principle. So like you're seeing that progress over time, but yeah, you're wanting to make sure that it is a timely. You're not wanting to set something that's totally, Jared's going to lose 30 pounds by July. That's just.
I do have some longer goals. In fact, Amanda and I just talked about them last night on our date night. I do have some other goals that are like 2 to 3 years down the road that I want to see and
Ferrari,
do.
Lamborghini.
I am a car lover.
Yeah.
but it's a different type of goal setting.
Yeah,
in
that is a different type of goal, and that's okay. And those are good, important goals to set too. And then you should I'm not trying to be a boss.
Yeah, you're fine.
But then when you have those long-term goals, it's the same thing as having those short-term goals. Is you set times to talk about them and to then check, is this still a goal of ours? Is this still relevant to who we are as people at this time? Like you check in quarterly, you check in yearly. I don't know, like depending on what the goal is, but I think So I think I don't know where we are in our time for our podcast, but
I really don't know. I didn't check. It looks like maybe about 35, 40 minutes into it.
So we're doing good, but
we're doing good. One other thing I thought to mention is being specific on these goals and being specific in the areas, setting goals in many different areas: professional, personal, spiritual, relationship goals. Don't just set one goal. Don't just set a weight goal, if I want to lose this many pounds, but be very specific into who you want to be, who you desire to be. Get those relationship goals. Amanda and I talked last night on our date that we're going to set a goal to go on one date a month. Make sure no kids.
I set that goal too. I'm going to take myself out one time a month.
Oh, I love it.
I'm going to.
So anyway.
No, absolutely.
Touching all these areas of your life,
I think you're right, because I'm sitting here thinking, so like going back to, so I want to be, if you set the goal, I want to be more service minded, or I want to have a greater impact on my community, or I want to serve those around me better. I can break that up and make sure that, like, what does that mean? That means spiritually, from a spiritual standpoint. It means from as a family member standpoint, serving those in my family, serving those in my church family, serving my friends, serving my community. Like, just, I think kind of like you were saying, like, making sure that your goals, like, where is all the impact going?
Yeah.
Like, you don't just set this one goal, like, I'm going to lose weight and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, right. I also can't say, like, I'm going to go, I mean, yes, I want to change the world, but like, I can't set these monstrous goals that are unachievable, unattainable, and set so many of them that I forget what goals I set.
Yeah. Yeah. And it brings up a good point, is write it down. There's
vision board. I don't know if you've heard of the concept of doing vision boards, or doing, we wrote it in, we did them when I was in graduate school and all those types of things. And they, we did vision boards and things, like where we saw ourselves in a certain amount of time and et cetera. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Important to do and to revisit.
Yeah. Yeah. And just, I don't know the psyche behind it. But when you write something down,
Oh yeah,
um,
there's
it just,
research.
yeah, it just,
Yeah.
it changes the way you remember it, the way you look at it. And I think plaster it in front of you,
Mm-hmm. There is something about visibility, and this probably speaks to the education world more. Like, so there's a wonderful book, Making Learning Visible. Um, but when we make our lives visible, when you visually see what is happening, what is occurring, there is power in photography. There is power in making visible thinking.
Mm-hmm.
When you make your thinking visible, when you map things out, when you are a part of the process. We talk about this in education when children are a part of the process of learning, and so they're writing their words out, they're drawing the pictures out, you're presenting them on the wall, like keeping record of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're revisiting, reflecting, all of those things. That's
Yeah.
making your thinking visible. You can think about it more,
Mm-hmm.
and you're more likely to achieve it. It's going to be meaningful. It's going to be useful. It's going to be helpful.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got off on a really a topic that makes me really happy, and that's education and making thinking visible with children. But we will save that for another day.
That's good. Well, you got anything else?
I don't. I really have enjoyed this conversation, and
Yeah.
I think I would love to put a challenge out to myself, um, to you, to all of us, to anybody who chooses to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll listen to it.
to set
I'll listen to the
achievable,
podcast, not to you. Just
to set some SMART goals, and
Mhm.
to also think about those goals and whether how many of the goals have I set that are intrinsic
Mhm.
versus extrinsic.
Yeah.
um, and to make sure that that balance is there. How many of them are achievable, not
Mhm.
achievable?
Mhm.
Um, I mean, definitely put some stretch goals out there. I think that's good for the psyche as well.
Mhm.
Like that's good for your mind and brain if you put some like I can do this, and
Yeah.
tell, and if you don't have um, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a spouse, a significant other, whatever you want to call it. Um, if you don't have that, like, do you have a friend or somebody else that you can like share your goals with? Tell
Yeah.
them about like that you can keep them
Yeah.
accountable,
Yeah.
so you can stay accountable to your. I said this is what I want to do, and
Mhm.
can I touch base with you?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be
Yeah.
sending you a
And I
list of
like
all
that
those.
having
Okay.
check points
Yeah.
where you in specific check-in points, whether it
Yeah.
be once a week,
Yep.
once a
It's
month.
called accountability.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
should have it in every area of our
We
life to
should.
begin with.
Yeah.
But with your goals, the likelihood of you achieving something because you are accountable, like
Mhm.
sometimes it gets you through those little lulls,
Yeah.
doldrums. Then
Yeah.
they call them the doldrums. It gets you through that spot when somebody just says, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
just gave me the time."
No, my watch was telling me it's time to stand up, but I don't think that would be very good right now just to
I think
stand
you
up
should
and
just randomly stand up. I think it'd be quite funny. All right.
It's
Anything?
good.
Any last words from you?
No last words of wisdom other than just revisiting it. That's I
Yep.
think, keeping it on your mind. Don't let this podcast be one that you just listen to and then forget all about. But go write down some goals.
Like and subscribe. Write down some goals. Listen.
Okay.
Just put it on.
I like the way you threw that in there.
Just put it on autoplay. Give us lots of likes and listens.
No, but yeah, I
That'll
really
help
do.
Zach achieve his goal of buying a Ferrari next year.
No Ferrari.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Bugatti.
Yeah. If you do want to donate
I have my Cash App
to my goal. Well, thank you, Jared.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I love this topic, and very timely to be talking about this beginning of the year. And I just wonder.
What do you wonder?
I wonder when this podcast is released, how many of those January 1st resolutions are already broken. Don't let that happen to you. Set some achievable goals. Set some SMART goals, and
Absolutely.
In every area of your
And
life.
set some outward-facing goals.
Yes,
that is my challenge. That's the challenge for myself. That's the challenge. My challenge to all of you to set some outward-facing goals.
Yeah, help other people lose weight. Yeah, tell them that. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't eat that.
Oh, we could get in a lot of trouble right
We
here.
could.
I'm going to stop.
Yeah, we could.
Thank you all for watching, for listening, for tuning in. Don't forget, if you are in our area, Southwest Indiana, don't forget to email us, info@landlpodcast.com, and let us know if you would want to be a part of our mini conference. And we
They don't
really,
have to
really,
be from just Southern Indiana.
well, I guess
I mean,
they can
come-
travel. That's fine.
Set
Yeah.
your goals higher than that. Like, I'm just kidding.
But again, it is free, and we're going to have Dr. Tad Dickel there and Sean Collins, two of our local leadership experts, and looking forward to it.
Awesome.
So it'll be a great time. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank
and
you.
we will catch you in the next one.
All right. Thanks.